Hi guys, so this is episode 0 of this series that I'm starting soon called Trading Simplified, and basically it will just be me brain dumping all of the trading knowledge that I've gained. And the reason why I'm doing this is sort of just for me to document my knowledge, and just for me to even just have a place where I can look back and see stuff that I've learned or stuff that I can correct myself on in the future. All of this will be including how I trade, what strategies I trade, what I use to trade my strategies, and it will just be going through like what a fair value gap is, what an order block is, and just aiming to get somebody from a beginner all the way to somebody who can trade properly. And this series is actually only focused on technicals. I won't be covering too much on psychology at all, and I'll be doing other psychology videos as well on this channel, but it won't be part of this series. I feel like I have sort of learned enough about technicals and gathered the information in a clear enough way that I can sort of present it. So that's the point of this series, I guess. It's just to have that all laid out together and for me to sort of gather my thoughts as well. So the first thing that I kind of want to cover on this video is just what trading is and what to expect. If you're somebody who completely is a beginner and haven't started at all, I will say that trading is something where it really takes a lot more time and effort than people think. Well, it depends on your expectations, but I guess a lot of beginners, especially when they start going into trading, they think that this is something where you just sort of look at the market for 1 to 2 hours per day and you take a trade and you're done. And for a lot of people that is the case, but that is usually when you become a bit more advanced. When you're just starting out, it's really important for you to be learning, for you to be watching the charts play out, looking at the candles form, and just getting in enough chart time. I think a lot of people, when they become advanced traders, they have more intuition in terms of trading, and they sort of have more things where they know in a subconscious level, but not really on a surface level what it is. So that's what the chart time is for, because whenever you're looking at charts, you're collecting information in your mind. So that is something that's really important as well, and that's why I recommend you guys, if you guys want to get into trading, have enough time set per day to be learning this or to be dedicated to this. And make sure that you understand that this is something where you're going to have to pour time into it and you are going to have to pour money into it. It doesn't mean that you have to lose thousands and thousands of dollars, but probably you would have some losses along the way. For me, I've lost probably a few $100s into trading, and I never got to the point where I lost thousands because I managed my risk. But just know that it's definitely not a linear journey, and there will probably be losses at the start. This trading series will go on for every Wednesday and every Sunday. We'll do 2 episodes each week. The first things that we'll go through is just concepts, so what's fair value gaps, order blocks, market structure shifts, SMT and all that. The second part is just the concepts, so sort of like drawn liquidity, bias, how to put those bits, sort of elements, how to put those elements into concepts, and how to form them into a bias, how to form them into looking for drawn liquidity, how to look at market structure and stuff like that. And then the third bit is going to be putting it all together. So I'm going to show you guys my strategy, and take note that this is only my strategy, so it's not really the holy grail, or this is not something that everybody has to follow, but you guys can look at how I form my strategy and form your own as well if you guys don't want to follow my strategy. Yeah, so that's the contents of this course. It will pretty much be everything that I know in terms of technicals about trading, so hopefully it will take you somewhere. It will help you to be able to form your own strategy as well. Now, how to get started. Since we're going to be diving straight into elements of a trade in the next episode, I'm not going to be going over what margin trading is. I'm not going to be going over what an open and high of a candle is. I'm not going to be going over what an up and down candle is, or sort of what leverage is or margin and all that. If you guys want to know all about that, there's going to be a free course in the link in the description called Babypips. It's a website. I didn't create it. I'm not affiliated by it or anything, but it's just something that a lot of people use to sort of learn like the very fundamental basics of trading and what trading actually is. So you guys can go through that, go through like the first bit of the course talking about what candles are and what charts are and stuff, and the session times and all that. And with that knowledge, you guys should be ready to go into the next episode, which is going to be breakup structure and market structure shift. Before you get into this series though, I want you guys to really seriously consider whether trading is for you or not, because I've tried a lot of different money making strategies. I've tried starting an agency, I've tried drop shipping, and I've tried investing as well. So with that, I think the reason why trading is best for me is because I kind of like trading itself. I like putting time into this. I don't mind putting time into this, and I also just don't mind spending time on the charts looking at it. I don't mind having to wait to learn this skill, and I don't mind losing a bit of money up front for me to learn this. That's the reason why trading is for me as well. But you have to think about whether trading is for you and whether trading is the skills that you want to learn. You know, whether you want to start an agency or dropshipping or any other money making methods online or even social media, there's going to be different skills that you learn for those. So trading is one of those where the skills that you learn are more on the psychology side. You learn discipline, you learn how to manage yourself, you learn how to be patient, how to have impulse control, how to only take trades that are exactly according to your setups, how to ignore your brain, how to train your brain to only focus on the present moment, and all that stuff. So it's more about psychology than about, say, like sales or marketing, in which you learn it when you're doing dropshipping or when you're doing an agency, for example. It is definitely, you learn a lot more about yourself, and you learn a lot more about your psychology as well. So that is why it is really worth it for me to learn trading, and there's definitely skills that you learn from this. So this is not something where it's just gambling. Like any other skill and like any other job, it requires learning, it requires dedication. This is not something where it is a passive income. Some people take up to a few months, some people take up to a few years to learn this. So hopefully by the end of this series, which is probably going to go over for like 1 month or two, that you guys will be able to master a strategy. But with that, there's still going to be a lot of psychology that you need to work on for yourself that I can't work on it for you. So with that, I just hope that this will sort of shorten your learning period by a lot. And in terms of the expectations for this series, I just want to be very clear that none of this series is going to be financial advice or going to be any sort of advice for what you should do. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, this series is just going to be me showing you guys my own strategy. There's a lot of different ways to trade. There's like trend line trading, there's retail trading, there's indicators, there's ICT, there's SMC with like order blocks and all that, and liquidity. But in terms of how I trade, I focus a lot on price, a lot on market structure, a lot on fair value gaps as well. I use fair value gaps most of the time. Some people use SMT a lot of the time. Some people use order blocks. Some people use liquidity. It doesn't really matter. They all kind of become a similar thing. And so this screenshot right here is going to be the contents of this series. It might change a little bit, but it'll probably be just following this outline. So that being said, I'll see you guys in episode 1. Bye.